would be 3 p.m., but some people were doing like plus 6 gave me 15. Whether you want to do the 15 or the 3 p.m., that's your own personal preference. All right, so Alex, how did you get your value for A?
Just 9 minus 3 divided by 2.
So 9 minus 3 divided by 2, 9 minus 3 is 6, divided by 2 is 3. So your A value should be 3.
Yep.
Sine or cosine?
Cosine.
Cosine. Here's your first mistake, Mr. Wood. To find the B value, what do we do?
15.
Minus
3.
last minus first.
But you can just do hours. Or the one
You can just do the hours, the 15 for it, yep.
No, like I can do 3 minus 3.
What's 3 minus 3?
0.
So that's where you have to realize that it's 12 hours difference because it's 3 p.m. minus 3 a.m.
So it would be better to write the 15.
More than likely, yes, sir. And then what do we do after that, Mr. Coves?
What's on
You gave me the 12 because you did the 15 minus 3.
Simplify that in your head. So that's like 6. That's like 5 or 6.
Perfect. Are we better there, Mr. Wood?
Yeah.
Okay. For the C value,
The C, because it's in the.
we said it was cosine.
You trying to go to the bathroom?
Alex, hi. It's cosine. Where does cosine start?
Freaking top.
At the top, which would be which value, Alex?
9.
The 9.
I really messed up.
Did you really miss
Dumb head.
And then 9 plus 3 is 12. We'll get a D value of 6. Good there.
Yes.
All right. Now, some people were having some issues with how to be able to type in 1145. Because no, you cannot just type in 1145. Toby, what do you want us to use?
11.75.
Where did you get 11.75 from?
Because basically, it's 75% into the hour, because that's 45 minutes, and since it's not 160, they just put 75.
45 minutes is 3/4 of an hour, which is the 0.75. So you do have to turn it into the 11.75 when you are typing it in the calculator. How many minutes are in an hour?
60.
So 45 minutes out of 60 is what decimal?
75.
So Toby was good enough that he could do that in his head and see 45 minutes was 0.75 of an hour.
Oh.
You might need to do the 45 divided by 60 and turn that into either a decimal or a fraction, depending on how nice or terrible it looks. So 3 times cosine of, well, it's 11.5/6 minus 9. So 3 cosine pi over 6 times 2.75 plus 6. So 3 times the cosine of 2.75 pi over 6
Why did it?
plus 6 should give you 6.39 meters. What's wrong, Jamal?
No, I was looking at the bottom one, so.
Okay.
You know, it's
But
the other one or
you
we
keep the 11 if you just change
2.75. Because we got when we did 11.75 minus the 9. Yes, Jamal?
So, in writing 11.75, you keep the 11, but you determine.
You turn the minutes into whatever part of an hour it is. 45 minutes is 3/4 of an hour. 3/4 is 0.75.
You know I love that.
Due to time constraints, we're going to skip 5,
Cool.
and we're going to go to 6. Because I want to show you something that's from your final exam in 6 weeks.
6 weeks?
6 weeks. He lied. It's 3 weeks to Christmas. Well, 2 weeks to Christmas. So we have 2 weeks till Christmas, and then a week of school, and then exams. But we have The 21st. It's a half day on the 21st,
Which is a Wednesday.
which is a Wednesday. All right, a Ferris wheel has a diameter of 80 feet. Riders enter the Ferris wheel at its lowest point, 5 feet above the ground. One complete rotation takes 65 seconds.
There you go.
So, we've got to come up with our graph for this one first. Here is the issue.
Yeah.
80 feet is not going to show up on our graph anywhere.
No. 85 feet will though.
We know that when they begin, they finish, or they get on 5 feet above the ground.
Yes.
So we're going to have a point there. We also know that at some point, they're going to be back on the ground again.
Yeah.
How long does it take them to go one time all the way around and then back where they started?
About 65 seconds.
65 seconds.
So,
We're going to talk about it.
Mr. Dot's, you excited for the snow?
I doubt it's going to snow, but it'd be fun.
It is gonna snow,
Louder.
Mr. Dawson, it's 75%.
Dad.
It's
Okay.
gonna snow on my birthday.
I don't need to.
So-
This week. You know what?
Those two are both bottoms, aren't they? So that means we have to have a top. There should be a point there in the middle. Do I know what this time in the middle is yet? No. How would I find it? The average of 0 and 65, which is 32.5.
So basically, every time you're trying to find a bit.
Now
Yep.
it's snowing.
Now, here's the thing. The bottom of our Ferris wheel is 5 feet. How tall is our Ferris wheel? So where would the top of our Ferris wheel be?
Up there.
Yes.
10.
Started at 5, we went up 80, so we ended up at
85.
the number Evan or Alex, I forget which, maybe both, have been trying to get.
Probably up.
I said 85. Not exactly.
Because it's 5 feet off the ground. It starts 5 feet off the ground. It goes 80 feet up, and that's 5 feet up.
It was
Yes. Is that a little better? Okay. Otherwise, the bottom of the Ferris wheel would be scraping the ground every time you went around, which would just be terrible. Sure. How would we find A?
Simple math.
What's the simple math, Alex?
85 minus 5.
85 minus 5 is 40. Or 80.
No,
80,
I'm not Mr. Dot.
80
You jumped the gun.
divided by 2 is 40. Yeah, I jumped the gun a little bit. Sine or cosine?
Sine. I mean,
Cosine.
Can we do a sine one for once?
Yeah.
It has to be worded very particular to be able to get cosine. So that's what I'm worried about.
How is this cosine?
I bet I could make one that starts with.
How's it cosine?
Yeah, it doesn't look like cosine. Doesn't cosine start at top? Oh, okay.
How are we going to find our B value?
Simple math. 85 minus 5. That is so
That's A.
65.
2 pi over 65.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Is this true?
Because 65 minus 0 is 65.
Yeah.
And then plugging it back in, or 2 pi divided by that will give us 2 pi over 65.
Then do some parentheses.
30K.
Minus 32.5.
How about this? What you should do is if you ever get like
And then
super rich,
45.
you should like buy a private island.
I'm
and
so
turn it into
sorry.
like a mini golf course and call it Ryan's Cove.
Ryan's code?
Yeah, because it would be like
Or I could just buy the school and make sure. Yeah, what's right? Why do you look at me like that then? What?
I get bored.
You made me think I was wrong, but I do it.
Your homework is the day 9 homework. It is available on Canvas already. Hopefully my third period does the correct homework tonight. I mean, during lunch.